Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's David, and I purchased 35 acres in Wyoming a couple of years ago. I just moved out here only a year ago, next month, and so I basically starting Social Security this month, and that'll be my only income. And part of the point of this is just to prove that. If you're debt free and you're got good health, you don't require a lot of medical care or expensive prescriptions every month, that it's completely possible to get by on Social Security and alone. And I'm going to document my journey, because I listen to all the naysayers, and I disagree. So I'll document it here, and if I'm wrong, then I'll admit it. You'll see it right here. But so with that, with that small income coming in each month, the advances on my homestead build are going to be rather slow. What I've done to this point is I put a barn on it, moved my RV inside the barn. I've built a chicken coop, which I haven't got my chickens yet because it's Wyoming, and the nights can still be pretty chilly here. So I'm off grid, and so I can't run heat lamps. So I've got a delivery date of August 4th for my chicks, and I'm hoping that by then it'll be warm enough all through the evening that they can survive. If not, maybe I can probably, what I plan on doing if that's not the case, is I'll pull out my buddy heater and just run that through the night. Hopefully won't have to do it more than a couple weeks before their feathers fill out, and they can survive without any other source of heat. But like I say, with it, it's going to be slow progress, because I can't just go all out like a lot of these channels do, bringing in heavy equipment, because I did do that to level a space for my barn. I'll show you. That's the barn up there, and I brought in had a skid steer brought in, and the daily price, the rental price, wasn't bad at all. I want to say that was like $260, and by daily that means 8 hours. I was informed anything over 8 hours, and then there's going to be additional charges. But yeah, that was the 260 was like the daily rental price. But to haul it out where I'm at, which is a good 57 miles, 56, 57 miles from town, each way was $375. So, it was basically $1,000 for the 1 day rental. And I'm not going to be eating through my savings on that. I'll just do things, very small scale and at a slow pace. So, up at the very top up there, there's a hill, and then it drops way off, and you can see all through a good portion of the valley down below. That's where I'm going to put the log cabin. It'll have some really nice views. But yeah, so everything's it's going to be real slow progress. So in my video today, I just want to kind of update. I was showing these raised beds that I put in. Basically, as before spring even started, but I didn't plant anything in there. I just got them set up and put this fencing around it to keep the deers out, and got the soil, the potting soil, put in. But the real bushy looking plants on the ends of these two beds, those are Yukon Gold potatoes. They seem to be doing real good. I put them in maybe 2 weeks before I tried to plant anything else. And what I did plant in total was, well, what you see right here, these are 2 rows of green beans. They sprung up nicely. I want to say within 4 or 5 days, they were coming up out of the ground. But I had also put in onions and tomatoes, and they really, well, I'll say they weren't coming. You know, it had been probably close to 2 weeks, and I wasn't seeing anything really. Now there is, so I'll just say this before I go on. So those, which look kind of sad, I realized after I was kind of walking out of the store and putting them in the truck that they were really lacking in water, and the leaves were kind of wilting. They weren't as yellow as they are now, so they, you know, whatever, they definitely suffered some damage from not having enough water. But you know, I watered them immediately, and this is like day 2 that they've been in there. So I guess the stuff that's yellow is gonna go ahead and die and fall off. Hopefully they recover. I'll just keep watering them and hope for the best. But yeah, I brought those in because I wasn't seeing any real growth from the seeds that I put in. But excuse me, there is some things popping up here now. Now, I don't know, they kind of don't look like the leaves of a tomato tree, but they're real, obviously just coming up out of the ground. Maybe they take a different shape, but they are, if you see, 1, 2, 3, they are in a row, and that's just how I was putting the seed down. So I'm going to assume, okay, maybe they are finally starting to come up. And maybe as they get bigger, the leaves will take a different shape than what I'm seeing. So maybe I'll get some tomato plants out of those seeds after all. But yeah, that's it's kind of the progress that has gone on so far with the tomato plants. And hopefully it'll continue on. We're supposed to get some bad storms this afternoon, late this afternoon into the evening, and I hope there's no real big hail. That's one thing around here in northeast Wyoming where I'm at. Does seem to get a lot of hail. Hopefully it's nothing big enough to beat that stuff down. That would be definitely disappointing. But yeah, I'm anxious to get those chickens. I'm happy that I have to wait this long, but the breed that I got was a Buff Orpington, and what I read about them, you know, besides the 2 criteria that I wanted was, you know, good egg layers, but also be a decent size so that I could, you know, use some of them for meat birds. The third thing that came up, and I hadn't thought about originally, but when I read about them being extra broody, then I figured, well, that would solve my problem as far as having to wait so long each year. If I went the route of just buying new chicks each year, I'd have to wait until it got hot enough, stayed hot enough all through the night that they could survive. But if I get a broody hens that will sit on some of the eggs and hatch them themselves, then problem solved. But yeah, that's sitting there empty, waiting for them. But just gonna have to wait a little longer, because was it not last night, but the night before, it got all the way down to 40 degrees in the evening, and there's no way, at least from what I So on the internet, they need temperatures somewhere around 99 degrees, maybe a little hotter, I want to say it said. But yeah, there's nowhere near that right now. So um, we'll just have to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, mainly I just like to say I'm making a short video here because I'm just updating. I mean, last time I showed those, the raised beds are pitiful. I mean, you did have a bit of growth from the potatoes, but nothing else after 2 weeks, and I was getting really discouraged. So that's why I went ahead and purchased a couple of tomato plants, and hopefully they survive. I mean, like I say, I didn't till I really looked at the soil when I was taking them out of the cart and putting them into the back of the truck. I didn't realize just how dry the ground was. It looked like they hadn't been watered in a while. And again, they didn't look that yellow. If they'd have looked that yellow, I'd not even taken them. But they looked a little wilted, so I thought, well, once I water them real good, they'll probably spring back to life. But some of those leaves are obviously going to die and fall off. But like I say, I watered them real well. In fact, it rained pretty good last night, so hopefully everything will be fine. And give them a couple, a week or so to get their well, however long it takes for their roots to get established, and I think they'll probably bounce back. So anyway, yeah, that's just really kind of what I wanted to do, is update the progress on the raised beds, because they looked pitiful the last time I was here. Not much going on. So we shall see. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye.